Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel Cakes by MK. In today's video, I'm going to be trialing out Russian piping tips. Now, I have never used Russian piping tips before, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about them yet because I'm more of a, fresh flowers kind of person when it comes to adding flowers to a cake. And I've never used any kind of buttercream to, make any kind of flower pattern before, so I'm going to try them out and see how I go. Also, if you're new to my channel, then please click the subscribe button below and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you're updated whenever I upload a new video. But apart from that, stay tuned and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So if you're not quite sure what Russian piping tips are, they're basically these really large piping nozzles which have these really pretty designs which are cut into them. And these designs which are cut into them are supposed to pipe out some really pretty flowers. So I've never used these before and I've got a whole bunch in front of me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and pick out my favorite 5. So whichever 5 I think will, hopefully pipe out some really pretty flowers. So if I take a closer look, I think I'm going to go with this one first. Actually, I just realized I've got 2 of those. But yeah, I'm going to go with that one first. So it looks kind of like a rosy pattern. So hopefully that pipes out a pretty rose. So I'll put that one aside. Maybe I'll go for this one. So this one's kind of got some little round circles in the middle and then some longer designs around it. So that could be cool. So I'll take that one out. This one kind of looks a little bit different. So it's kind of got like a starry design around the edges and then little holes in the middle. So you can try that out. I am actually really intrigued with this one. So I might pick this one. It's a little bit different to the other ones. Kind of like a snowflake. So yeah, try that out. See how that comes out. Maybe this one. So this one's kind of got some round parts on the outside and then some holes in the middle and kind of like almost like a daisy pattern running there through the middle. So yeah, let's try them out and see how they go. Now when it comes to piping your flowers onto whatever you're piping it on, it's also really nice to add some little leaves around it. So that's what this piping tip here is for. So it's kind of got these 2 pointy edges and basically what it does is it pipes out some cute little leaves. So these piping tips are really massive, so you want to cut quite a decent hole at the bottom of your piping bag. So the way that I like to do is I like to put the piping tip in first. And then I can kind of see where it is now, at the bottom of the piping bag. And then what I do is I just push it a little bit higher. And then I cut the piping bag like that. And there you go, you've got your piping tip nicely in your piping bag. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing for all the other piping nozzles. So I've got all the piping tips in the piping bags now, and now the next step is to fill them with some buttercream. So as you can see here, I've got some really beautiful colors of buttercream. So I've got pink, green, yellow, and some plain white. And what I'm going to do is for the leaf part, I'm going to fill that with green. And then for the flowers, I'm going to go with like a 2-tone kind of color. And the way that you do that is really easy. So you just grab your piping bag, flip the top out, and then what you do is just pop that into a cup and then just grab your first color. So I find that putting a darker color on the outside and then a lighter color on the inside seems to look really pretty. So what I might do is start by putting pink on the outside of the piping bag. And I'm using an American style buttercream here because I did do a little bit of research and apparently it's the easiest type of buttercream to use with this kind of piping. So if you watch a lot of my videos, you'll know that I absolutely love Swiss meringue buttercream. But yeah, apparently it's easier to do it with this American style buttercream. So yeah, let's try it out and see how it goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some of the buttercream and I am going to spread it out along the outside of the piping bag. So I think I'm actually making a bit of a mess with this piping bag in this glass because I think this glass is not high enough. So I'm just going to pop it aside and I'm just going to do it with my hand. So what you do is you just hold it in your hand like that and then fill the sides with buttercream. All right, now once your outside of your piping bag is filled with buttercream like that, then the next step is to just put your next color in the middle. So I'm putting white in the middle of this pink flower. All right, and then we should have our two-toned flower which pops out. So what I've got here is I've got some chocolate cupcakes which I'm going to trial out these flowers on first. And then hopefully if they, if I get the hang of it, then I've got two smaller cakes here which I will then do my final kind of experimenting on. So the first one that I'm doing is this piping nozzle here. So it's that one with the kind of jagged edges around the side and holes in the middle. So yeah, let's see what kind of flower this pipes out. Ooh, that's quite pretty. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so that is my first attempt. It's not bad. It's, better than I thought it might turn out. Let's try another one and see how that goes. I'm going to use the same piping tip on the next one. Oh, and another thing is I forgot to put buttercream onto the cupcake, which I think also helps. Oh. And I guess the other thing too is that if you end up with something like this, then you can always just scrape it off, just like that, and then try again. Okay, so for some reason I always seem to get the first flower the best, so that one there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try putting some green leaves around it and see how that goes. These leaves are really pretty. Okay, so I think the leaves kind of amped them up a lot more. I mean, for my first attempt, I'm not, completely disappointed. I think I'm going to try out this rosy one next. So I'm just putting some yellow buttercream on first. Oh, okay. Let's try that again. Yay! So that's the next cupcake. It's looking pretty cool. I'm going to add some leaves to it now. I actually really like that one. Maybe I'm not so bad at these Russian piping tips. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and fill the rest of these three with some, of the buttercream. I might mix up the colors a little bit, and then I'm going to trial out the last three of the cupcakes, and then I'm going to choose my favorite three and then use those to decorate our two little cakes on the side. So first up, I'm doing this one here, which kind of has those rosy kind of patterns on the outside and then little holes in the middle. All right, so that's that next piping tip done. It's quite nice too, quite like it. Okay, that is cupcake number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now for our last one. Yeah, so this one kind of looks like a piping job gone wrong. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pick my top three. So if I compare all of these, I'll move that one away because that one's the same. I would say that my top three are definitely this rosy one here. So that's my number one. Maybe this one here. So I quite like that one there. And then last, I would say probably the first piping tip I use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start piping those three onto my little cakes over here. I'm feeling pretty confident. I think I did okay with it being my first time, and I am pretty, happy with how it came out. So yeah, let's just pipe them out and hopefully it turns out really nice. Okay, I think this one is done. It definitely doesn't look as pretty as the other one that I just did. So if we take a closer look at all of these together, they're actually not bad. I quite like the middle one. I think it's really pretty. And I really like this one here and that one there and that one there too. This one's alright as well, but my piping, it was the second one I did, so my piping wasn't so great. And this one here is pretty cool too, but it's not really flowery. Like I'd kind of maybe use it for, you know, if you're doing a maybe like winter wonderland kind of cake. But yeah, this one over here, yeah, I think I maybe went a little bit overboard and, you know, everything kind of got a bit mushed together, so it's not as, you know, pretty looking. Out of all of them, I actually quite like my little cake here that I did. It looks quite cute. So that is pretty much my attempt at Russian piping tips done. I didn't do too bad overall. Sometimes I did pretty bad and then other times I did pretty good. So on average it was okay. But yeah, if there's something that, you know, you've been wanting to try out, I definitely recommend giving them a go. They're really fun to play with and you get really beautiful kind of flowery patterns out of them. So yeah, apart from that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this, and thanks again for watching Cakes by MK.